I don't want to overwhelm the audience first time out here, but she was married twice before. 2 marriages before she had a kid. But then she marries this guy, and he had a kid. They start taking care of the child. There's a child with autism. And then he gets worried about her getting too close to this guy, Daybell, who is into the culty things he fears. And he fears for the kids, says she's going to kill me. He walks into the house, and her brother shoots and kills him. And they rule it, I guess, what, self-defense?
Yeah, self-defense until the missing kid case came in the news. That's it. Yeah, it was just, even though there was a downward shot clearly taken after he was down, which contradicted what he said happened, the brother.
So he dies, then the brother who shot him dies. They say natural causes. Then the cult guy who she marries next, his wife dies, and they say natural causes. Are any of those things being looked at now as suspicious?
Well, Alex Cox's autopsy showed natural causes, blood clots to the lung. It should be mentioned that he dropped over dead the day after, or the day before, or the day after they exhumed Chad Daybell's wife after the missing kids. And people think, wait, 49 years old, she's in good health, and she dies in her sleep. The coroner did not request an autopsy. So she was very quickly buried. It wasn't until after the missing kids that they start to say, isn't that odd? Both of their spouses, just one was self-defense, somebody who was really never known to be violent, and then Tammy Daybell, Chad's wife, who was a librarian as sweet as pie. So, yeah, after he drops over dead, they're exhuming the body, and now we have murder charges for Charles pending for her in Arizona, and conspiracy to commit murder for Tammy Daybell. Chad has murder charges for her.
So, Counselor, her defense, it seems to be, well, you know, not guilty. My brother did it. The problem with my brother did it, well, then why wouldn't you say where your kids were? And obviously the husband, Chad, has got some problems because some of the things that he said don't line up with anything other than his having some knowledge of at least one of the killings. How does that defense work exactly?
Well, I'm not so sure that they're going to, you know, we always call that the some other guy did it, SODI defense. I don't know. They've been telegraphing mental illness defense, which you arguably, I think, may have some more success on here. A lot of this will depend on what happens.
I don't think it's available in Idaho.
Well, in this sense, you can have mental illness is always available if it negates intent. So they can take, California's got the same thing. They eliminated this idea of a diminished capacity. You can still use a mental defect in various ways to negate the malice that's required for murder. And I think that's what they're telegraphing. The defense, at least, is telegraphing where they're headed.
The judge had her ruled incompetent so she could get treated, then ruled she is competent to stand trial. But of course, you're right. If it's just an aspect that allows it to shed doubt. But how does she overcome that? So she would have to show that there was an explanation if she decides to put on a case. Because if she doesn't put on a case, she's going to have a problem because the story that her husband was telling his now deceased wife about what was going on in their backyard doesn't size up. They got the brother's phone showing he was there, and she wouldn't talk about her kids. How does she explain not saying where her kids were when the authorities kept asking her to?
Well, look, I think there may be a more fundamental problem. I mean, you and I have talked before about whether or not somebody's got to cooperate, whether somebody's got to talk. And obviously, the law does not require that. Does it look bad? Yes. Obviously, for kids, it looks especially bad. And that's going to be an uphill battle. The bigger problem, I think, is her competency, which you just referred to. I have had numerous cases over the years where people are competent at one particular point in time, and then as soon as you get them into the trial,
not.
Right, leading up to the trial, they go incompetent again for a variety of reasons. They're no longer at a place where they're getting adequately medicated or something along those lines. She can go in and out of competency for years. I've got a client who's done it for over a decade. So it's a conundrum, and we've also talked about the problem with the criminal justice system. It's not equipped to deal with people who have mental health challenges, especially to the degree that it appears that she has.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of News Nation's fact-driven coverage.